That time all of Japan fell for an insane meme diet.
Japan can be gullible, and I mean really, really gullible. Like, if you go on TV and just say something, millions of people will listen to you, even if it makes no sense at all. Like, you can just tell people that they'll lose weight by eating a banana every morning, and the next day, bananas will be sold out in every supermarket, and you'll sell 400,000 copies of your book, Morning Banana.
All right, bro, that was in 2008, though. I feel like everybody fell for stupid shit in 2008, especially advertisements. You remember the fushigi? That's the biggest con of the century. They got one guy with a fucking nice ponytail to show me some cool tricks on a fucking magic ball. Convince me that I could do it. I only need to pay $35.99.
Seriously, would you trust a guy who eats a banana like this?
フォークとナイフを使ってバナナ食べるとよく噛むということが重要なんですね。味わうこともできますので、満腹中枢を刺激してお腹いっぱいだよっていうふうに時間のある方はお勧めしますね、これは。
Now, that's facts, though. Bananas do make you feel full. They do, and they're not that big. But that's insanity. To eat a banana with a fork and knife, that's a waste of utensils. Now you got to clean them. Peel that.
ではこうやってバナナを食べられてるんですね。
慣れてる。上手だ、みのさん。みのさん、すごい。
Wow, you're a natural. What? Good job. You ate a banana. What the fuck? We're applauding somebody for eating a banana.
前世はフランス人ですか？
Well, I eat bananas with my hands, so I must have been a monkey in my past life. And the craziest thing is, they've taken the word dieto and redefined it to mean any pursuit of weight loss. And I mean any. For example, while you're eating your morning banana, make sure that you're wearing your diet slippers.
Yo, those be making your calves burn though. Come on. Yeah, that's not a scam. Look at that. She's doing calf raises while she eats her morning banana.
Then, once you're done that, you can go work out on your
What the fuck?
styly.
胸を豊かにするスタイリー。足を美し
That just looks like this looks like a broken like lawn chair that you would have by your pool. Like one that blew into a fence during a hurricane, and now the middle's broken and it shatters, but you're trying to like keep it straight.
I mean, they'll do anything to avoid clean eating and exercise. They've got a karaoke diet that's common enough for most machines to support it.
11 calories, bro. That's not even one Oreo. That's how when I do cardio, I always relate. It's the method, chat. Relate it to how many Oreos you burn. I think an Oreo's 20. How many calories is an Oreo? 53 calories for an Oreo. One Oreo. You didn't even burn an Oreo, bro. You do 10 minutes on the treadmill, 10 minutes walking on a high incline treadmill, you burn like 2 Oreos.
They've even got a massage diet, so you literally don't have to do anything to lose weight. And they've been falling for this nonsense for generations. Japan has this ancient life hack where you aggressively rub your body with a dry towel until it gets irritated and turns red. This is supposed to be healthy.
What are you doing? You look crazy.
It's called Kampu Masatsu, and it was part of their education system until relatively recently. Like, Japanese boomers had to do this in school. Honestly, it probably does keep you warm.
What made them think that does this have any benefit? For toned purposes, maybe. It's not going to make you lose weight, but it might actually make your skin look tighter, which would make you look better.
Warm because you're flailing around and making your skin all inflamed. And no wonder schools don't teach this anymore, though I bet the boomers are grumbling.
Risk of skin damage makes eczema worse.
Kids these days don't even know how to rub themselves down with a towel. Okay, so why am I telling you how gullible Japanese people...
Yo, genuine question. When you guys get out of the shower, do you, like, completely dry your body? This sounds like a stupid question. I do a quick... But most of the time, like right behind my neck's going to be damp. I let it air dry. Throw on a t-shirt, right? I'm getting 95% of the water off of me. And then the rest is just going to be up to evaporation at that point.
People are. Well, I'm not the first one to notice it. There are businesses that exploit this. Like, have you ever heard of Dr. Stretch? It's exactly what you'd imagine. A business where you pay a monthly fee to lay down and have a stretching expert, aka some guy they just hired off the street last week.
I mean, that just kind of looks like a physical therapist.
Move your body around for you. It's kind of like a massage, but worse? Now, don't get me wrong. I love stretching. I'm pro stretch, but
It's like an unlicensed chiropractor. How nice. Hey, random guy on the street, do you want to try and crack my spine? Can you lay me down and see if you can make my neck do a popping noise without paralyzing me?
I wouldn't pay some business that falsely claims to be a doctor. Like, where's your MD, Mr. Dr. Stretch? And Dr.
Someone falsely claiming to be a physician or using a misleading title could be fined up to 500,000 yen. How much is that in USD? $3,000? That's not that much for falsely claiming to be a doctor.
Stretch is expensive. They give you your first 15-minute stretch for free to get you in the door, but then they'll try to sell you a really expensive membership that includes tons of random fees.
Monthly fee includes no sessions. This is what quitting the gym is like. Oh, you want to leave the gym? That'll be $850. It's a cancellation fee.
There's a reason if you Google Dr. Stretch, it auto-completes the word religion. But of all the businesses that prey on people's gullibility and peer pressure, there was one that did it the best.
What are they doing? Like they're yawning or something?
Hakutsu Aru Daijiten, or excavation and
Wow, he said that so good. I don't think I could say that.
Hakutsu Aru Daijiten, or Excavation, an Encyclopedia of Facts, is a show that began airing in 1996 and was immensely popular. Everyone and their mom would tune in to get the latest in health science. You know, like how cholesterol is caused by these fellas playing ping pong.
I feel like the United States version of this is that one lady on daytime TV that tells you how to like fucking baste a turkey. And they're always overly excited. And then you're going to get your stuffing. Wow! Wow! What's her name? TV chef, morning show. Brown hair. That doesn't really narrow it down. Rachel Ray, you got it. Bang! Rachel Ray. Be sitting there going, wow! Hate watching any of that shit. Daytime TV is so bad. They're sitting there and they always do like a flash forward and somebody else fucking cooked it. You're going to grab your tomato ketchup. Because who the fuck? Yeah, that's what we buy. Tomato ketchup. Never seen that before. Is that a brand? Or is that? Are we just trying to give out free ad revenue here? Applesauce in a jar. Right? You're going to mix those together. Shove it in the fucking butthole of a turkey. Throw it in the oven at 425 for 12 hours.
In your arteries?
Baba Booey.
And why strain yourself by going for a walk when you could hire someone to tickle you instead? I mean, according to this show, they're equally intense exercises. But whatever. They're a science program. I'm sure they have, like, studies and stuff back.
Walking 425 calories, being tickled is 400. I would rather walk. Oh, that's not calories. This is oxygen intake. Being tickled for a long period of time is literally a torture method. Why would I want that?
Backing this up. And look, Japan can be
The best thing is walking on a treadmill, zoning the fuck out, and an hour has gone by.
tough if you're fat. People will not hold back on making fun of you for your body, and there's a lot of pressure to be skinny. So yeah, it made sense why everyone loved this show and why it was such a big hit. It gave you useful diet info backed up by studies, experts, and their own experiments that the show funded through its massive budget. They were doing science.
ミトコンドリア、エンジンとも言うべきところがここ。
And the best part was, a lot of their diets were just things Japanese people already love to eat. Like, how convenient! They had an episode on miso soup,
Lose 3 kgs in 8 days with miso soup.
oyakodon. They even had an agar diet, which is like traditional Japanese seaweed jelly. But for episode 519, they had something groundbreaking. A new superfood based on research from America. The new revelation about this secret food. Eat it
The McDonald's McDouble.
and lose weight.
If you eat a KFC chicken bucket, you're surely gonna lose weight.
This is the most weight I've ever lost on a diet. My view on diet
From the United States. Getting dieting advice from Americans has to be the worst possible. Has to be the worst possible thing.
dieting has completely changed. Participants who ate this food appeared 5 years younger. And that secret new food was natto, something Japanese people already eat. Now that is
What is that? Is that just like sticky beans? I have never seen somebody in the US eat this.
was natto, something Japanese people already eat. Now that is lucky. Natto is a fermented bean, often eaten with rice, but it turns out it's super healthy, and through some
That looks goopy as hell, and I can't tell if I would enjoy it heavily or if my mind blockage would convince me that it's just melted saran wrap that I threw in the microwave that has now congealed to the beans.
bean, often eaten with rice, but it turns out it's super healthy, and
It's so good. What does it taste like?
through some serious science, a microbiology
I feel like it would be sweet.
expert from Temple University, Arthur Schwartz, told the show that the isoflavones in natto will juice up your levels of the hormone DHEA, unlocking the secret to big weight loss with just a daily serving.
This feels like when I worked at GNC and I would convince old people a caffeine pill would change their life. It's only $70 for Slim Vance. They grow it in India. They grow the herbs that are crushed down into pill form in India. It's only $70 for 10 pills. Do you want to buy it? That's why they always hire people that are in shape. They don't say that. That's not on the book. That's not on the book at GNC. You rarely go into a GNC though and see somebody that's like morbidly obese at the table though. Just because if you have some dude that's like 25 and he's like, "You look ripped, bro. You look ripped, bro. Have you ever thought about taking creatine monohydrate? That could really bump up your gains. You should try this pilled form. That's the most expensive thing we have in the store. This is the most, I'm not doing this so I get commission. I want you to get gains. Why don't you buy our apple cider and multivitamins that make your pee super yellow?"
Within 12 hours, natto had sold out from every supermarket in Japan. The demand had tripled overnight, and in some places was up tenfold. Supermarkets had to put up flyers like, "We are so sorry, but we are out of natto because of a certain TV show." And while
That's me with Dave's Bagels. I'm single-handedly keeping Dave's Bagels in every store that I shop at. And do you guys have a food like that where you go to a store and you buy like six things of them and you're like, "Yeah, I'm keeping these numbers up." I think every time I go to a store and I see they have Dave's Bagels, I grab like 4 of them because I eat a bagel every day, and like Brooke will eat one too. And so every time I go, I'm like, "Yeah, I need to keep the sales up, otherwise they're gonna stop selling these, and I need them." Not sponsored. They're so good.
while normally these shortages clear up within days, this one lasted for weeks and
Me with low-fat salt and vinegar chips. Oh, keeping those in business.
was like the biggest news story in the country. Manufacturers responding to this demand started making as much natto as possible. But hang on, something doesn't add up here. I mean, if natto will make you lose weight, would anyone in Japan have weight problems in the first place? 12 days into the nationwide natto shortages, a tabloid magazine, Shukan Asahi, announced that they had done an investigation into the science behind the show, and they had some concerns. They were still researching, but they were going to publish their article in a week. Everyone was like, "Ooh, I wonder what happened," and then they went to bed. The next day, Kansai TV, the company that made the show, called an emergency press conference. They announced that they had made some mistakes, and the natto diet was embellished, to say the least. Like in these experiments that they conducted, they tested the subject's blood levels against the control group. And that might have been
Honestly, I also wouldn't be surprised if the TV show took money from natto production companies to basically fluff and say that they were good for you. Big Milk. Big Milk. I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. Remember Got Milk? That's a fucking con. Trying to convince our American youth that you just need to drink dairy all the time because the calcium's good for your bones and it's going to make you big, strong, and healthy.
those photos comparing people pre and post natto diet. Those weren't actually subjects. Those were just random people. The Japanese public was furious. I mean, this show was supposed to be science education, not science fiction. In response,
They gotta hop on Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill.
Kansai TV canceled their next episode about preventing cancer and aired a 5-minute apology instead.
多くの捏造やデータの改ざんが行われていたことが
Preventing cancer. Imagine they hop on the mic. You gotta prevent cancer. You need to smoke this brand of cigarettes. Lucky Strike cigarettes.
明らかになりました。誠に申し訳ございませんでした。
That's the end of it though, right? I mean, it can't get any worse than that, can it? Well, remember when Professor Schwartz said that DHEA causes weight loss? Yeah, he never said that. They just made it up and dubbed it over him like he's an anime from the 90s.
These donuts are great.
Dude, you could probably sue them for that.
Jelly filled are my favorite.
And it turns out that wasn't the only time they had done it. They'd been fake dubbing over people for years. In their 2006 Miso Soup episode, they spoke to Dr. Kim from a US university who told them that fermenting soybeans makes for better animal feed. But they dubbed over him saying, miso can make you thin. These guys did not give a fuck. They once did an episode where an American professor showed a new revolutionary 3-minute exercise program that was shaking the country and burns 3 times the fat. And that with
Oh my god, what are these called? We used to have to do them in gym class. Hiccups or some shit? Burpees. I said hiccup, burpee, same thing.
it, you could achieve targeted fat loss, like to your stomach, thighs, or arms. But as you could guess, he was actually
Yeah. Sorry, I can't make it. I gotta do 100 hiccups.
saying the exact opposite. I've never seen a study demonstrating this. Targeted fat loss is impossible. In 1998, they asked a researcher to run an experiment on mice to see if lettuce makes them sleepy. When the production crew arrived and the mice were not, in fact, sleepy, they just ignored that and found footage of sleeping mice to pretend their experiment was successful. They even brought in a different scientist to explain why the mice had fallen asleep.
The show surely had to get shut down after this.
Yeah, there was no coming back from this. The show was immediately canceled, and the CEO of Kansai TV had to step down in shame. After that, the government stepped in and gave Kansai TV their highest possible warning for violating broadcast law. Oh yeah, and tons of overproduced natto went to rot once consumers realized it wasn't actually a superfood. This scandal was a massive blow to Kansai TV. But how could they even prevent something like this from happening? Well, maybe by not outsourcing the production of the show to a company that had done literally the exact same thing 2 years earlier. I'm not making this up. They had already gotten a show canceled and received a warning from the government. I mean, this show's issues were so blatant even before.
Well, why would they do that? Outside of literally coming up with genuine, because the show had genuine health tips. Maybe because people don't want to hear health advice that doesn't align with shit they already do. That's the big thing. Even if they're not getting money from like natto production companies or something, it's easier for a show to be popular that's going to tell you eating fucking fermented soybeans that you already eat every day is healthy. Like for the United States American, it'd be like me making a health show and telling you Takis are good for you. And you'd be like, really? And then you'd be happy and you would tune into the show every week. But if I hopped on the fucking mic and went, Takis are killing you, you need to eat fucking raw carrots, you would go, probably stop watching. Numbers would be worse. I mean, they can be. Takis are not good for you. They're good. They taste good. They're not good for you.
And starting in 2005, they had to add this on-screen disclaimer to every episode after they got caught lying about their agar diet. And even before that, they were given a warning by the Ministry of Health after their bittern diet gave countless viewers diarrhea. So why did nobody stop them? Well, you'd think the scientists would speak out, and some of them did, but plenty were complicit, like the mouse guy.
Hey, you get diarrhea, you're probably going to lose weight.
Tajima. This guy's been on more than 500 TV shows. It's like his side hustle is being a TV expert. And when they asked him about the mouse thing, of course it wasn't his fault. I just say what the program wants me to. If I didn't do it, they'd get someone worse. Buddy, you are the worst guy. And everyone else involved cared even less than the scientists.
And what do you mean they'd get someone worse? Who they have saying it doesn't matter. They just need somebody that looks professional to say that this is healthy for you.
I mean, the studio loved the show. They were getting paid and outsourcing all the hard work. The station was getting great ratings from it. And of course, the sponsor would never complain. Wait, I haven't even mentioned the sponsor. You know, this entire show was funded by one company? The massive $1 million per episode budget, all courtesy of the Cow Corporation. And this show wasn't just brought to you by Cow, it was Cow. Every single commercial break was reserved for exclusively Cow products, like Cow floor cleaner, Cow dish soap, Cow shampoo. They never ran out of Cow products.
Yo, I hate when I see an ad for some shit on YouTube that I already own. Off topic, I was watching this the other day. Bro, I'm sitting there and I get a fucking ad for Cascade dish pit, like dish fucking pods. I already own those shits. I only ever use them. And I'm sitting here watching a fucking 30-second ad rambling about how good they are. I'm like, I know they're good. Can I move on? I'm already a customer of your fucking product. Get the fuck out of here.
Of course, once the bad press started, Cow immediately jumped ship and pulled all their advertising. And that's it.
Obviously, you should just buy more. Yeah, I saw that Cascade dish pod commercial and I went, they're probably going to sell out. I need to go to the store right now and buy 10 more tubs. Then I'll be able to wash my dishes for the next 3 years.
Nothing bad ever happened to them because, of course, it never does. The multi-billion-dollar Cow Corporation still exists to this day. And while Cow got off scot-free, the industry eventually took action and set up a committee to investigate ethical violations and prevent similar incidents from happening again in the future. So, has Japan finally learned its lesson about gullibility? Well, maybe. Take phone scams, for example. Just like in the West, scammers primarily target old people, which has led to Japan coming up with some clever countermeasures. Scammers will tell you that they need like Google Play gift cards to pay for their virus cleanup service or whatever. So stores
love Kitboga videos. Do not redeem! And he starts freaking out at this guy. Freaking out because he's just redeeming like $4,000 worth of cards that this guy needs.
have started displaying fake virus cleanup payment cards, and if a customer brings one up, the employee knows exactly what to do. So far, these have proven to be extremely effective, and I think we should definitely copy them. But with the rise of AI and fake videos like this one of the Prime Minister that went viral, Japan will need to continue being vigilant, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Anyways, W video. I enjoyed watching that. Next.